Welcome to another week of Internet Championship fighting. As always on comms are your boys, Mike LaFleur,
Gentlemen,
myself, Kelvin Lamb, and then we got our boy, Bobby Diesel.
What it do?
Now, unfortunately, tonight, Mr. Dylan Audrey could not make it.
Yeah, his absence. He told me that Mr. Tato himself has sent Dylan to infiltrate an enemy offshore base and eradicate a new prototype strain of potato blight that they are developing.
It's a nasty job, but man, Mr. Potato has all the faith in the world in Dylan. And I do too. Now, luckily, do have a special guest commentator tonight, so that way the comms booth doesn't feel a little bit more empty than usual. So we got ourselves the human highlight reel, the co-founder of Flying Orca Incorporated, Mr. Dennis Hendo Malley.
What's going on, people? And before we get into this, I just want to, hold hands and let's give a prayer for Dylan and let's hope that his mission is going well right now. I mean, it's a tough mission and, it's going to be hard on him.
Well, you can have some peace of mind knowing that Dylan is built different. So there's no worries.
I've heard that. I've heard that as well.
Dylan absolutely is built different. And just like these competitors today that we're going to see in our fight night, all the way from the bottom of the card, Dennis, all the way to Jake or Oisin, the top of the card, all of these men are built like brick shit houses, and they can withstand massive amounts of punishment.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of tough guys on this card. I mean, obviously, we got our boy Dennis in his rematch with Jose Altamirano. We got Patty Baker in his identity crisis as Daniel Moss fighting versus a killer Julian Krause. We got Benny versus our boy Mike, and the champ to end all champs, Oisin Mcgranghan.
Bunch of bangers, man. That's
it should be fun. A little bit shorter than some of our other cards, but we had a lot of fights this week. Running the Grand Prix is pretty hard when you're also running a card alongside.
And just
now,
to announce,
I may give a. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I may add, just to touch on me and Jose's fight. Jose absolutely whoops me in sparring. I believe our record was 2-11 or something. So, you could say I got lucky in the first fight. And if you go watch that first fight, I agree. I got a little lucky. Just hit him with the GNP. It's not my style, but that's just how that one went. So, just wanted to add that before you guys see my fight.
Thank you for that.
You are always exciting to watch.
Thank you, Michael.
Gentlemen, I say it's time that we cut out all this hoopla and we get into some of these gnarly fights. What do you say?
We gotta give the people what they want.
Absolutely. And now, we'll get into Jose Altamirano versus Dennis Hendo Malley.
Okay, so first up we got Jose Altamirano versus me, the human highlight reel himself, Dennis Hendo Malley.
Yeah, I think if there's one statement that I can make that won't have any backlash, is that Dennis doesn't have boring fights. So this one is pretty much a guaranteed banger, fellas.
Whew.
His last fight was when he fought John Cage and they reached decision. He might have come up on the short end of the judges' scorecard, but that was a great fight, just as good as those elbows and that front kick right there.
Now, I did have John Cage 3, if you remember, and that was an absolute banger and an absolute domination.
It was a clinic. I think.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
Straight from the opening bell, it was a clinic. And looking here, Jose's head is hurt. Those elbows have an effect.
He's the trademark flying knee.
What was your game plan coming into this one?
I know he likes to brawl. I know he likes to get in the pocket. He has a shorter calf, so it's kind of hard to gauge the distance and, how high his legs can get. So I'm just trying to beat down the legs, keep the distance, but I'm having a hard time because I just want to brawl, I just want to bleed.
Well, I know that, from the pre-fight and you mentioning it, your guys' spar record was 2-11, and in some past fights, Jose showed a really good tendency to adapt well. So, did that affect you negatively at all coming into this one? or are you just riding on confidence?
There wasn't a whole lot of confidence,
Ooh.
if I'm gonna be honest. He was whooping me in spars. I just tried to go into this with an open mind and see how it went.
Feel the motion of the ocean and see where it leads you.
And there's quite a
Didn't
bit of
stand up for
motion
himself.
here.
Yeah, neither
Yeah,
of these
man.
guys are
Ooh.
wasted. Oh,
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh, let's go.
the 1-2 head kick.
Went into the matrix. Goes for a takedown.
Takedown.
And
Disgusting.
if you know me, you know I don't like them takedowns. But I get this back
Ooh.
sitting right here.
Nice.
I don't
This
do
is
much
where you
with
want to
it.
be right now.
Yep.
Here you go. You're taking top.
Do we get to see some grappling here? Oh no, right back to the feet
Not
again.
much more.
No, you won't see any grappling.
Dennis has too much pride to grapple, and that's factual.
That is factual.
Yeah, he's also part of my anti-grappling alliance.
Now, you can see when he gets in the pocket here, I like throwing those elbows because there's really nothing else I can throw without getting countered.
And they really seem to chip away at that head health. Same thing with the jab straight combination you've been throwing. Oof.
You can see his
Ooh.
leg is already busted.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Yeah, your
This head is so
patented
hard.
leg kicks are brutal, man.
Oh.
Ooh, nasty flying knee.
Gotta watch that stamina there. It's a good way to get flash KO'd.
Yep, sure is.
on some
I don't
bull
believe in
honk.
stamina.
Yeah, but
I
if
don't
you
believe
throw a
in
crazy
stamina.
move when your stamina is low, the other opponent won't be expecting it.
Is it also true?
Well, some of the gnarliest league wins I've ever got were just throwing some Hail Mary shit while completely gassed and it landing. So, I understand.
And Jose is just taking too much damage here.
He's
He's playing
not
Dennis's
barring
game.
except the leg kicks.
Sure
Now,
seems
this
like
isn't
he
a
is.
complete wash. You know, Dennis's head health is kind of low. He's taking some big shots, but oh man,
Ooh.
beautiful. You were just eating that leg up, dude.
Yeah, you are going
Beautiful
after his
takedown to none.
ACL
Ooh.
with a vengeance.
Oh,
Ooh.
You know, just
there we
like
go, block
John,
that.
Mr. Cage, I mean, you gotta check the kick, man. Come on.
some people just don't bother with it, dude.
And
You
Jose
know,
is
some
just,
people you can,
he's afraid
you
of getting
either-
mixed up here.
but some people, you know, the leg kicks you can either get a leg kick TKO because they're stubborn and refuse to check or switch stances, or they switch stances and you got them out of their element, and that's just another thing going in your favor.
Now you see me throwing the jab or the cross,
Double
and
elbows, man.
I miss it on purpose to throw that spinning because it usually gets a reaction from them. That's
here
my
comes
reason
that
for
grab
that.
pound.
Beautiful get up. Yeah,
Man,
Jose's
look
taking
at
a lot
the-
of damage, man, but he's still in this one.
It's
Yeah,
only first round here.
There's 1 minute left, but man, as soon as you're able to see the front of Jose's chest, I want y'all to take a good look because he's just covered in blood.
And look at it. Look at, oh my god.
Ooh.
Dennis's
combo right
elbows.
there.
I
They're
was
all
scared.
bloody.
That leg is completely gone at this point, in my opinion.
It's so hurt. You can see
At
the
this point,
bruising.
man, you've kind of become like the Edson Barboza of the ICF. All these leg kicks are just heaving.
Yep, seems like it.
Oh, the mix
my
up.
goodness, the front kick.
And I'm taking no chances here because I know he's dangerous anywhere, so I'm chasing the finish wherever I can. Now something unorthodox is gonna come at me right here.
That is
Oh.
All right. You went
What?
for sub.
Some solid submission offense, too.
Is this the first sub we've ever seen Dennis attempt in an
It might
official
be.
ICF fight?
I think it might
You
be.
might have had a decent chance to get that one if the
And-
round wasn't about to end.
That absolutely stole you the round away.
Oh, for sure. That beautiful finding.
Whew.
Yeah. Coming into round two, I'd have to say it's 10-9 to 10-8 Dennis. I mean, he had a lot of knockdowns.
Now I'll be objective and give it some good old MMA scoring. I'll say 10-9 for myself, but 10-8 could be understandable.
As soon as
Oh,
you say that,
beautiful.
tearing through the health of Jose Altamirano here. We have never seen him get dominated as he is tonight.
Now, we've seen Jose make some crazy comebacks in the past, but he's getting ate up right now, man.
Ooh,
He's also landing clean on me though. Let's not
He's-
count him out here.
He's found some
That
success in the
uppercut.
pocket. He landed, the uppercut, like Mike said. He's had some slick boxing combos, but his leg is just ate up, man. Those elbows.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that he switched stances to mitigate that threat. and he's still able to throw well in southpaw. So he's a little bit out of his element here, but not as much as some other fighters.
Now, some might say that shorter calf would come as a disadvantage, but I think it actually helps in his case because I can't get that distance down, as you can see with that front kick at
If you're
all.
a pocket brawler, man, the short calf can be pretty nice, and they're kind of hard to pinpoint with range, like you said.
Now, those
Exactly.
takedowns are just for show. I'm not actually trying to commit on those takedowns. It's just trying to get him to block low so I can
Just
maybe
putting
get a
the
front
fear
head
in
kick.
his eyes,
Yep.
kind of deal. Oh, beautiful head kick.
Both men
And
are
again,
hitting
those
with big
elbows.
shots.
Jose's still letting it fire, man. He's not backing down. Oh, that overhand
He's
was
game.
close.
He's always game.
He's game as hell. You got to give him props for it, man. You love to see it.
Starting to check these leg kicks
Ooh.
now.
Oh, man, the straight.
Ooh.
He's in trouble. Oh,
He recovers really quickly. That balanced virtuoso has a really good recovery time.
Ooh.
oh, man, the uppercut, but you just take it.
And
Take
it
one to
seems
give
like
one
he has
kind of
no power
mentality,
in his
man.
hands. He's very rocked here.
I'm trying to finish this fight early. You can see by my shorts, I got a
Oh.
vacation coming up.
God,
Oh.
the straight knocked him down.
Going for the GMP.
I think this is
Oh.
it. That's it. That's it.
He's out.
That's it. Oh,
Oh,
And it's over.
let's go. And
I
here
was
we
just
have
about
it.
to say, man, I was kind of surprised that Jose didn't try to take that to the ground, but goodness gracious. You just put him straight on his ass with the straight. That's it.
And
Yeah, I mean, I
oh
couldn't take any
my.
chances. You see me in my usual fights. I only go for the clean KOs. I don't like the...
Well, there's something
hoopla.
special about just sleeping somebody on the feet, man.
Yeah, I couldn't take any risks there.
Especially a boxer as crisp as Jose Altamirano. Because even
Very
in that
crisp.
fight with the knockdowns that Dennis got, I mean, he got some good rocks on Dennis. He had him on the ropes at a couple of points in that fight.
He sure did.
But Dennis just did what he always does. He brings it back to that car crash in the middle rhythm. And that's something that Dennis is so good at. Just getting you in those big, gigantic fights and forcing you there.
I think I know a guy that could mesh with that style really well.
And who would that be?
His name starts with B and it rhymes with Jobby.
Hmm.
You know what, Dennis? I might have to go buy UFC 4 for the PS4
I think you
to
might
make
have
that
to.
fight happen.
Super fight in the
There's
works.
no way that doesn't turn into a war.
Before the
We should make a
retirement.
gimmick belt. How about we make a gimmick belt?
I'll do it, bro. ICF BMF belt.
I think that's the good idea there, Bobby.
Going to sleep.
Somebody's
Commissioner
definitely going to
approved.
sleep.
But Dennis, after such a good performance like that, man, I gotta ask, what's next? Do you have anybody in mind specifically? Obviously the title is always something that you want, but call outs, things like that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking a little break from the game. Just don't like the way it is right now, and I just don't see myself ever. I just like those nice, clean fights, and at the top of the divisions, it's mostly just grapplers, and that's just not my style. So if I can't give a human highlight show, then I don't want to give a show at all. So I'm gonna take a little break, couple weeks. I'll be back there though, and I'll get a nice fight going.
Very admirable. Well, thank you for blessing us with yet another highlight-filled performance, and I'll be excited to see you come back, hopefully soon.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it.
And I think I speak for everyone in this booth right now when we say that was absolutely performance of the night contender out of Dennis here.
I
But no-
appreciate that, Mike.
Of course, Dennis. But now to look to the future. Daniel Moss, formerly Patty Baker, and Julian Krause. Gentlemen, what do you think might happen in this banger on the PlayStation side of things?
Honestly, man, I haven't seen a whole lot of either guy, but legend might be a stretch. Patty's not a legend like myself, but he's definitely a well-known character in the leagues. So, from what have seen and have heard, he's always pretty exciting. So this is definitely one that I'm looking forward to.
Same here.
Dale?
I mean, I've spotted Patty Baker, now Daniel Moss, many times, and I don't think I've had a boring fight with the guy. He puts on good performances and he puts on some crisp boxing, man. I mean, he throws hands like no one else. It's fun to watch and it's fun to fight, to be honest.
I'll also chime in here and say that Patty, or Daniel Moss now, he is my favorite person to spar in all of ICF. Our styles mesh so perfectly, and hopefully in the future that might be a fight that I might want to run back after losing to him in the Grand Prix.
And looking at Daniel's opponent here tonight, Julian Kraus, the always game contender, looking to try and take that #1 spot away from Daniel. And we know that Moss is not going to give this up without a fight.
Yeah. This is going to be, I think, a barn burner. I mean, if the last fight was any indication of what the rest of the card's going to be like, this is going to be a fun time. But man, I mean, Julian Kraus, I mean, we've talked a lot about how Daniel Moss is just always game and always on top of his boxing. But you cannot discount Kraus in this matchup. I mean, he's number 4 for a reason. He is a straight killer.
Both of these men, the top of their respective divisions. But now, we're about to jump in to this next match on our main card. Daniel Moss versus Julian Kraus.
And here we are moving into our second fight of the evening. And I gotta say, this might be a prospective fight of the night. I mean, you know, we talked a lot about how these guys just put on fun performances. But here we are, pre-Daniel Moss, Patty right here. This might be the last time we see him in the ICF. I mean, I don't know how to feel about that, man. You know,
And you saw the record. They're 0-0, so they've never faced each other. They don't know what to expect from each other, and that usually equals a barn burner. So I expect nothing less than a fight of the night potential.
These are the matches I love, when neither man knows what to expect about the other.
A lot of feints here from Mr. Patty.
Patty attacking the body early. You see that a lot from him. He loves that body jab. Doesn't do much, but it throws off the opponent a little bit.
Likes to catch you in these moments where you're going too hard and just slightly overcommitting. But here we can see Kraus isn't overcommitting to any of these attacks. He's been able to clip Patty a couple of good times on the feet so far.
And
yeah, Patty's definitely leaning on that body hook a little bit too much. You know, you got to look out for that uppercut.
Those uppercuts are going through.
And Julian's just throwing everything in the kitchen sink out here in the first.
Oh, here we go. Good body kick from him.
1-2 rear to the body.
Ooh,
nice
that left.
Connected.
He's got to watch that stamina drain for these combos, but so far, you know, he's doing well.
His head movement is beautiful.
Oh, beautiful hook.
Needs to watch the kicks in the pocket there.
And this is already an amazing fight. I mean, they're just going at it. They want to finish. And you see that knee, you see the high kick. I mean, it's non-stop.
Every day, bro.
With that Irish flow from Patty.
So look at that face tat, man. You know that dude's game is fuck if he's got the Irish flag tattooed on his face. I got a lot of respect for that dude.
Yeah, that's how you know he dedicated his life to getting Northern Ireland back in the Republic.
And that is his true calling.
Looking at Julian's face tat, though, he's got a little teardrop under his eye. I wonder who he took out to get that.
He specifically requested that we don't speak about that, so it'd probably be best if you.
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut that out. What were you talking about?
Clean head kick.
Oh, the overhand.
Blocks the overhand.
The overhand's crazy, man. You know.
Oh,
gets
body
that
rock.
body kick.
And
Nice
Julian
kick.
about to add
And he
another
catches the knee.
teardrop.
Oh, nice head kick.
Oh, beautiful body work by Patty.
Oh, nice straight.
Julian's
Kraus is
pressuring
looking
him hard.
Down. He's just sticking on him, dude.
Yeah, he is just marching down Patty Baker in this fight, backing off for just a second or two at a time to catch it.
He's got to watch that body kick in the pocket, man. He's getting lit up every time he throws it.
He's got to watch that stamina too. Both guys.
They're just throwing caution to the wind, man. They don't give a shit. They're here to
Sure
bang.
don't.
Oh,
Oh,
another.
oh, another body rock.
Oh, good block from Patty there, reading that he'd go to the head.
Some slick head movement from Patty.
Oh.
And they're both just mixing it up so well. Oh,
Oh, and the flying knee.
flying knee.
Man, anyone who knows anything about FOI knows that we love to see flying knees.
Well, I
So
think
Julian Krause, he's a fun man right now.
I think even if you're not an FOI man, you know,
Effect.
a flying knee can make somebody pop a stiffy. I think everybody can appreciate it.
Oh,
Ooh,
knocked
there we
out.
go.
and
he
so
heals the
far.
body.
Knocking Patty to the ground.
Almost
You're
got the
nice
cage
mixing
clinch
it up
there.
there in the clinch strikes.
Julian over and over. He's dominant in this round.
Yeah, the
Mm.
gap is definitely starting to increase.
Oh.
Julian's not.
Oh.
Oh!
And he doesn't go down. He doesn't
Oh,
fall
that front
away.
kick might have screwed Patty.
Yeah. He could have dropped in with the hook there, but that front kick.
Oh, but look at that head health. Look at that
Patty's
head
got
health.
the timing down now. That boxing.
Patty's in that flow state. He went back to orthodox stance.
Here we go.
Might be
Krause
seeing
still.
demon time, Patty, man. You never know.
Yeah, as you know, last 45 seconds of round one, Patty is a mythical fighter.
That is
Saw
a
that.
mythical fighter.
The Irish blood, man. It's starting to boil.
See the clinch work. Goes for a takedown. Gets it.
Good trip.
Oh,
See where he goes from here.
and he denies it.
Oh, gets in denial
Nice
to go to
again.
stack guard too.
And he gets him off. Neither up.
Good ground defense from
Ooh.
him right
Late
there.
takedown
Oh.
attempt. Wow. Into a throw.
Unique animation there from Patty.
I don't see those. Oh. Oh, man.
Yeah, someone must have been taking tips from Leon Edwards with that trip right there.
Oh my goodness,
Ooh.
these guys do not give a shit, bro.
Leon Scott, as I like to call him, but this stamina, I mean, this is going to be an issue going into the later rounds. If
I mean,
This
both
will
of
not
these guys
last.
have
It's not
to
going to
stand.
the later rounds. Somebody's getting slept in round 2. I'll put money on it.
And
I'll
who
put
would you
my-
boys give round
Take
1
your
to?
offer. I think Kraus edged it out.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
barely.
I mean,
Actually,
they both had.
I mean-
they both had knockdowns, but I think Kraus had more wobbles, and I think that's what's going to get it to him.
Well, Patty definitely started to catch up a little bit there towards the end, but I think Kraus definitely took the majority of the round.
And
Yeah,
just
you know,
right
Patty-
back into it.
Yeah, Patty
Oh.
started to clue
Oh.
into. Ooh.
He goes for the
Gets the
takedown
body
with the
lock.
half guard.
He goes
Where
taking
he goes from
half
here.
guard. Oh, and
And he-
here we go.
oh,
Kraus
reverses it.
Full guard.
Nice.
Here we
Beautiful.
go. Let's see what he can do from this position. What he wants to do is try to throw that leg over and get
Ooh.
into half
He
guard. Oh, he
Gives up
could
the
get up.
position.
He wants to keep it standing, and you know what? I respect that.
We all do. Me and Kelvin especially.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe he shouldn't have.
Man.
And he's
Patty's-
just whiffing
oh.
too much. I mean, the stamina is going to take a big toll when you whiff like that.
Man, Patty's putting in the work with his straight right there.
Julian needs to go back to those short combos.
Ooh, beautiful overhead.
Ooh.
See, great minds think alike.
We do.
You go, he's staying a little bit more in kicking range when he's throwing those body roundhouses, which is good adjustment from Kraus in the second round.
Nice knee catch.
And if you're looking at the health here, I mean, Kraus's body is still perfectly intact.
But that head health is getting
That
low.
head health.
He's
Yeah.
throwing too much in the pocket, man. The kicks and
Patty's
knees just get
head-
lit up.
Patty's head, body, and block are all low. And I'd give stamina edge to
Ooh.
Kraus here.
Oh, the
Oh, as he gets rocked.
Oh.
Ooh.
Very clean looking there. Oh.
Oh!
He lets him back up.
Patty just lets him get up. He doesn't want to ground and pound.
And
Oh!
another.
Man, these guys are just getting rocks on each other whenever the other one gets up.
And they do not care about their well-being. They just want to put on a fight of the night performance here.
Oh, words of Tito Ortiz.
He doesn't even need his hands. He can lock them behind his back and he'll still beat Kraus. Look at that statement from Patty.
And Kraus definitely getting frustrated here. Oh.
Sure.
The fight ender.
That head movement is just ridiculous. And the rock again. Oh,
Oh, here we go.
spinning
Spinning back fist.
Oh my
Oh!
god.
That
Oh my
last punch
God.
was super necessary.
Wow.
Yeah.
At Herb Dean fault.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Man,
No words.
what
I mean,
a performance from both
I
of
think we
these
have a
men.
fight of the night, boys.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to top
That-
this fight.
Oh.
I think we have a
Already.
fight of the night.
They set the bar pretty high, man.
I mean, just
Sorry, Dennis, but holy
Uh.
shit. That's some good old swinging and banging right there, man.
Oh.
I'll take performance of the night, but I mean, this
This
was
might have to be
definitely a
fight,
fight
yeah.
of the night.
It's hard to deny.
Ooh, that one was
And it just came out of
very,
nowhere.
very hard. Out of nowhere, that
You know what that
uppercut.
was, fellas? That was the bus driver uppercut.
And
Tried and true,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Daniel
Man,
Moss just always has you guessing about whether he's gonna go to the body or the head, and that's what gets you knocked out. And that's what we just saw there.
Every single
what a-
time.
What a great performance from Daniel Moss right there. His final fight is Patty Baker, and it did not disappoint. Man, that was a fun one to fight. I mean, how would we even score that going into round two? Though? I mean, like we were talking a little
is
bit
a
about
10-10 a thing?
if a 10-10's a thing, that round
That was a 10-10.
It
Yeah.
had to be. That was such an
Mm.
insane fight.
Really was. And then let's not discredit Kraus here. He had his moments too, and it could have been anyone's, knockout there.
I mean, Kraus, he was controlling the pace of the fight and where it was going for, I'd say, about the first 3.5 minutes of round, which amounted to about half of this fight. Which
Yeah,
is no,
it was just
like, small
beautiful.
matter. Yeah, he was doing a real good job. He just whiffed a little bit too much. His stamina drained just a little bit, and Patty was able to catch him with those straights and just drain that head health down.
In the early
Yeah.
rounds, like you said, Kraus just putting in the work, throwing those big combos. But I believe as Patty started getting more steam, he just found more and more success until the eventual flash KO finish.
Yeah, he saw what he was doing was not working for him halfway through that first round, and he started making a couple of adjustments. And those adjustments mid-fight are what got him that dub right there.
Absolute fight of the
Yes.
night contender. But now, looking forward to my fight versus Benny. What does everyone here think? And if I even have a shot against Benny? Benny is definitely ESFL level competition. He is such a
You're
killer.
Mike LaFleur. You're
Well,
Mike
for
LaFleur.
those that are unaware, Ben is a fucking savage. But
Yeah.
from personal experience and watching the man fight, my man Mike here is nobody to sleep on. So this is definitely one that I have my eyes on, and it's probably the most hyped fight on the card for me. So I'm excited to see how it goes. And honestly, I don't really have a prediction for this one, but I'd like to
I
hear you
don't
fellas
either.
give one.
I've got a prediction for you. Everyone in this booth and everyone watching right now, they know me, and they know that I'm going with my flying orca brother, Michael LaFleur, right there.
I am also going with Mike LaFleur, and you can see that in the odds that I gave for this fight. I have Mike coming in at a -300. So I have faith in Mike watching his previous fights and knowing just what he can do in the cage.
This is another one of those kind of conflictions because my boy Ben, that's a fellow BSD camp member. But Mike, man, I don't know.
That's a brother.
I might just have to sit in the backseat on this one and be neutral.
And sometimes you just gotta. But now, we're going to get into my co-main event bout between myself and Simple Benny.
And rolling into our co-main event of the evening, and I'm pretty excited for this one. Not only because, as I said, we got our fellow FOI founder here, one of our first members in Mike, but also because, these are two of the best guys we got on this side of the ICF. This is almost guaranteed to be a fun fight.
Just the two top dogs of Xbox just about to dog it out right now, and I have no idea what to expect.
Mike, did you have a game plan coming into this fight.
So I believe Benny was running Powerhouse, just like Oisin. And Powerhouse is one of my biggest kryptonites, especially
And
because
look
of
at
the
this head
spots.
health off the bat. Sorry to interrupt you, but oh man, off the
Speaking
bat.
from personal experience, somebody that's good with a powerhouse can throw my boy Mike off a little bit.
But that's
And he
the
gets
thing
his eye
here.
control.
He
Benny-
stayed calm and collected, got the clinch, and brought him down.
You're
Takes
going
a
to
left.
see.
Nice get up.
Benny's not just a boxer here.
Wow, into the back sitting takedown.
Yeah, Benny's definitely no slouch on the ground.
Looks like Mike had a cut opened up on right above his left eye,
Good
right
and
there.
wow. Now, also speaking from personal experience, being in Mr. Mike's full guard is 100% something that you don't want to do.
You see, he has a Kimura just ready to go at any moment.
He's sneaky with it, man.
Yep.
But
We go,
Benny's
Benny
top.
takes- Here we
He goes to
go.
top
Benny
mount.
he takes top mount. He's just starting to pound Mike's face into the canvas right there.
Back into half guard.
He's just very good at keeping you here.
Yeah, good denial to stop you from getting full guard right there.
Back
And
into
take
top
top
mount.
leg yet again.
Wow.
Man,
A lot of heavy ground and pound here from Ben.
and he's not going all out with his ground and pound. He's picking his shots like wisely. That's
And
a
he should-
sign of an experienced grappler right there.
Sure is, and he's making sure not to gas out in that half guard because he knows that Kimura is always there.
And he knows if he gets his stamina below halfway, that Mike's gonna have that instant get up from that position. So he's keeping it right above that level.
Good denial from Mike.
Trying to get into half guard, it seems. And he passes.
And Benny is a master of that pass. It's one of his signature moves, in my opinion.
Oh, here
Sure
you go
is.
back full.
Good denial.
Just working on his head health a little bit of
And he postures up.
He's postured straight on top of me, and Ben is great at just keeping me under control here.
here. He's taking
I mean, I
half
hate
guard
to
yet
say it,
again.
Mike, man, but he's kind of bitching you right now.
Hey, that's a little
So
far
in this
fetched.
position
He's just
right
passing.
here, Mike, what was going on in your head, game
So,
plan wise?
right here I started getting just a little bit frustrated because he was doing stuff like this with a boxer calf, no less. Just flipping over me and denying pretty much everything I had.
Yeah, I know you're a bit of a.
He lets you up. Oh, just to get back into full guard.
And that was one that I couldn't have predicted.
That's a
That's
cheese
actually
move.
that's pretty clever.
And that was a fake right there, that bottom I tried to go for.
Now, what build were you running here?
I was running a balanced build. Top dog
Mm.
specifically.
Well, that's smart. But, I mean, this is unexpected.
Well, right now, I think a better name for that arc would be Bottom Dog, based
And he
on
gets to
how the
push.
grappling is going.
Ooh.
Beautiful counter.
Oh, and he
Oh,
ducks.
oh,
Oh!
Man, you can't
Not
do that
Oh
with
no, oh
powerhouse.
no. Oh no.
I
He
was
survives
looking good
the
for a
barrage.
second there.
Was.
But against a good powerhouse, man, all that can crumble before.
And his
Yeah, all
block
they
is
need
just
is
getting
one
obliterated.
well-placed hit.
Beautiful!
God.
Oh,
Oh,
the up
up
kick.
kick. Smart play
He
from
was a
him.
Survival tactics, dude. He's slick. Oh no.
Beautiful slip. Beautiful pull, from that uppercut.
The scary thing about that boxing powerhouse is it just takes one.
And half the time the punch shatters right through your block anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you slip into a punch from Powerhouse, it'll knock your lights out.
Yeah, fighting a good pressure boxer running powerhouse or somebody with really slick head movement counters, it's a nightmare, dude.
Mm. And just beautiful head movement on both sides. It's effective.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Mike is definitely a tricky dude to hit.
But
Yeah,
looking at
but
my
so
eye
far, I mean,
there,
look at that cut on it above his eyebrow, man.
That round is hard to score because Mike had those knockdowns, but the ground control I think might have edged it out.
I mean, Benny also had a knockdown on him too, and a couple of wobbles.
So I would give it to
But-
Benny on this one,
Beautiful
but
pull.
Yeah, it's a
Sat him
10-9
down.
either way you go, but I think it would
yeah,
probably be 10-9 Benny as well.
I don't see this
Bobby,
fight
what do you
going
think?
a distance.
I'd probably give it 10-9 Ben. Purely because of the control time, honestly.
Poor Mike on comms is just crying right now, hearing us judge Benny with winning right now.
of course.
Well, last
But-
time we had to come.
I hope you see something crazy come out of me here.
It was him kicking my ass, so.
Dude, I hope that too.
Oh my goodness, the pressure is insane.
Oh, my god.
Just throwing punch after punch.
Throwing caution to the wind, man. Just trying to get Mike out of there.
Now
Sorry.
there is a rumor that there's another Mike LaFleur that goes by Weedman Bowles, if I'm correct, and that's just a whole other animal, whole other beast.
He's
we
also
don't
a
see
cheater.
much of.
Don't get me started on that,
It's
please.
the Unchained version.
I'm
But
telling you
Weedman
right
only
now,
fights in his backyard on the cookout nights, so
Man Bun Bobby is coming back, and Weedman Bolas is getting put to sleep.
Dude, Man Bun
beautiful
Bobby
power
is
takedown.
beautiful.
a cursed fighter.
I'm no stranger
great
to
takedown.
cheating. In my title fight against Dogu, he did pop for EPO, and
he
he
hit you
did
in the back of
KO
the
me.
head.
It wasn't a legal blow, but I gave it to him as a fellow Turk, so I think that next time he's not getting away with it though. He did
our
inform me
Commission
about
is
his
a little bit
PEDs.
shoddy, so typically.
Yeah, dude, next time y'all fight, you're gonna be on him like a yam on rice.
It ain't that right.
Oh,
Right
the
him a Meg
reversal.
too.
Yeah, beautiful reversal from Benny
What
to
a
take
nightmare,
half.
man. Benny's just all over him.
He gets in the top mount again.
Oh,
Denies the half.
Like,
Ah,
seeing as how
man.
you two were all cuddled up on each other, man. Like, could you tell he showered before the fight at least?
I don't think you did. Benny was a relatively smelly man. And look at that, the
Like you got a big old sweaty bag of onions all over you, basically.
denial in the other way.
Now, Mike, what were your thoughts about your stamina here? I mean, it's getting low. Maybe an armbar possible.
Possibly, but I don't see Benny's boxer
Pound,
calf
pound.
being able to submit me here.
But it sure as heck can knock you out, and it's getting closer and closer with each time he's throwing hands. Like,
Absolutely, and I just
And
can't
that-
get away from this ground and pound.
Oh, that
man,
block.
I am
gone.
incredibly impressed with his ground game right now, especially considering he's a boxer cat.
I mean, imagine this guy with like a Vanguard or something. It would be ridiculous. Oh, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Show him a little bit of his own medicine there.
Takes the top mount, goes to side control. Takes
Now,
it
typically,
again.
exchanges like this would put me to sleep, but you got a guy like Mike doing some humping. It's must-see TV.
Oh.
It sure is. Oh, and he gets the toss.
Get up.
And here you see some of this world famous lag between international players.
We're
It's
so
the way of the
accustomed
beast,
to.
man.
It's a shame, but it happens. Oh,
And the stamina,
takedown.
Benny's stamina.
Sweet.
yeah, I
The
might have
boxing
lost stamina for a second.
Powerhouse does not have the best stamina.
He's still got a fairly good bit of stamina considering how much he's thrown.
Just getting drained.
Oh my goodness, the uppercut.
Ah, and he
Oh.
waited for the kick, so he didn't get up kicked. No!
Oh,
wow.
Through the guard.
I'm
Wow.
speechless. I am
Wow.
speechless. What a
I
what
didn't
a crazy
expect that.
dominant win.
Them BSD
From
boys,
Benny
man.
right
Built different.
And sometimes, that's just how the ship sails.
Well,
And
that-
look at him,
Unfortunately,
he's calling out Brian. He's telling him to give him a money fight right now.
But I think this is a good opportunity for you, Mike, that I think we just gotta get you you know, what's
Know
the
what
word
Mike
here?
needs? He needs a fight with the
Mike
guy,
needs-
Red Panty Knight. You know what his name is, Dennis?
Does it start with a B and end with a Y?
It does.
and rhymes
Rhymes
with Javi.
Roberto
Brian,
Diaz.
buddy, if you watch this, make that shit happen. ASAP.
Let's just say that is definitely something for our matchmakers to decide. And I don't feel too bad about the loss, considering my competition was ESFL level, and I did give him some trouble there.
You sure did.
Honestly, man, that's really nothing to hang your head about. You know, losing sucks, especially against Slep like that. But Ben is a monster, so definitely nothing to really be too down about.
And
Yeah,
what
but, you know,
impressed me
Mike,
the most was his ground game, of course. What were you saying there, Kelvin?
I was just gonna ask you. Bobby and I have both had to answer this question after watching ourselves get knocked out on comms.
Dylan as well.
Dylan as well. So I think we gotta ask it for you. Anything that you would change watching this fight back?
You know, I think there are a few things that I could change to get the fight on top and possibly get myself out of some of those positions. There were a few things that were definitely unchangeable, like some of the lag within this fight, and there's a few things I could have done a bit better to prepare, but overall, I'm a bit satisfied with my performance here tonight.
And
In a
I would
relative
agree with
sense.
that. I would agree with that. You sure? I mean, with a guy of his caliber and being at that ESFL level, I mean, you were up there, you were hanging, and that's something in and of itself. So nothing to hang your head about. I think it's a learning experience more than anything.
Definitely. Well, fellas, um, I think at this point, you know, I feel like it's hard to deny Ben the next title shot in his division.
He has to,
Sure.
especially after the controversial loss to Decals.
Being
Mm.
that high ranked man and knocking off a guy like Mike, you know, former champion, that's boosting his stock big time. So I'm definitely excited to see what's up next for him and if he can continue this just tear that he's been on lately.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bobby. I mean, winning over Mike like that in this fight, I mean, it was just a statement to the rest of the division. Just saying, hey, that belt might not be mine right now. The guy holding it's just been a warm for me.
And
And
keeping it warm, he is.
I believe Benny is the champion across multiple organizations, including an affiliate league of ours, Paradox.
Yeah, it is a great league run by some good men. And yeah, dude, they got killers. I mean, like you said, Benny, champ over there. And we got a couple of overlaps in there, but that overlap comes from a couple of our top guys.
And you know, for bringing up Paradox, we got to give a shout out to our boy, the Anthony Pettis lover, Jimmy Slick. So
Yes, sir.
show a little bit of love to his league.
Definitely.
Of course, and some other great news that we have this week. We have officially partnered with the ESFL. Bobby, maybe you can speak on that a bit more since you're on the business side of things, being a commissioner and all.
So basically, what is happening is that the ESFL are running affiliate shows. So what will happen is our ICF guys, you know, dudes on our roster, we will make a card. Our guys over here will fight, and we'll hand over the footage to the ESFL production team. They're going to work their magic and put out a banger of a card with some really good effects. So it's definitely something really exciting and something for everybody to keep their eyes out.
If I might add something to this, those ESFL guys vary so much. I mean, you got some guys, they got just disgusting grappling, just some dirty grappling, and then you got guys that are just strikers. You know, they fight like Anthony Pettis, just on relentless pressure, spinning. Like, I know our Paradox founder Jimmy Slick knows a thing or two about Anthony Pettis. Yeah, those ESFL guys are no joke. So I think it's a good addition to ICF, and I'm glad that we can get some really high talent in the league and grow it even further.
Yeah, it's a big thanks to ESFL for affiliating with us and just giving us this opportunity to kind of put our product out a bit more to a bit more eyes than maybe you would usually see. And hey, if it ups our game level here and we start getting better as a result, that only benefits us.
Well, one last thing I want to add uh, in our discussions between myself and some of the ESFL fellas, we have 2 spots for the ESFL for our roster guys. So any of you out there watching this, that have some ESFL dreams, get out there and fight your ass off, show out, get some wins, and you might be one of those 2 guys to get the call.
And just remember, the boys you will be facing in the ESFL will be just like Benny, the best of the best.
Absolutely. Now, fellas, I say it's time that we roll into this next one. Watch our Irish superstar once again.
And this fight has been ungodly hyped so far. Absolutely one of the most hyped fight cards in ICF history. Arguably.
I mean, the trash talk these guys have been throwing at each other, it's just been nothing but really fun to watch.
It was brutal, man.
I love it. Yeah.
A lot of bad blood here, so
Looking forward to this one.
hopefully we'll see somebody get put to sleep tonight.
I'm sure we will.
Absolutely. These 2 men, just speaking from experience alone with the spars I've had with these men. Of course, the spars I've had with Oisin have always been intense striking wars. But Oisin is the kind of guy who is kill or be killed. You either put him down or he puts you down.
And like on top of that, I mean, like Oisin, man, he has been going on a tear. As soon as your belt got vacated, he took the interim. Then he unified that in his next fight. And he defended that belt in his fight, and he continues to defend this belt in just banger after banger. Well, he's just how good he is. All of a sudden, he is one of our best pressure boxers, and now he's fighting Jake Paul. It's not a name I thought I would see. Fighting Oisin Mcgranghan.
In a title fight, no less. And most people would... I believe Jake Paul is such a betting underdog. I threw a few bucks in on him. I threw 400k on him. Why not? If he does it, it's pretty much the equivalent of Logan beating Floyd Mayweather. And it's something that is a 1 in a million shot. But if it happens here tonight, I'll walk away a richer man. And Dohu Altune will be out 1.5 million.
Now I got a question. So I'd say that if they're in the same, Benny, he might move down or up. I think he should get the winner of Oisin versus Jake here. You know, Benny, champion in Paradox, run by Jimmy, he's top caliber, and I think that would be a great fight to watch.
That may well be what happens after this fight. I mean, who knows? I mean, Benny versus Oisin would be a banger. Benny versus Jake would just be fun. 'Cause, I mean, out of all of our guys, Jake Paul is probably one of our most entertaining trash talk.
He is.
For sure.
The character of Jake Paul is just a fascinating enigma. He rises just via star power alone. But this reminds us, the winner of this tonight's fight will definitely, and Oisin was selected as one of the coaches for the ICF Ultimate Fighter season that is currently about to come up.
Let's get right into it.
And, I believe I'm getting some kind of broadcast here from back in the booth. It believes that Jake is just now arriving in the arena.
Oh, look at this, man.
We have a walkout for the first time ever. It's not every day, bro, that you see a walkout, but Jake Paul is the man to do it.
And of course, look at all the love from his millions and millions of Jake Paulers. My God.
And his fans just love him here tonight. They can't believe he's getting the next crack at the heavyweight title here in the ICF.
It's not every day, bro, that you get a title shot in the ICF, so this is a big opportunity for him, and let's see if he can capitalize on it.
And see, we shall. And now we'll get into this insane bout between Oisin Mcgranghan and Jake Paul.
And rolling into our main event, man, I am excited for this. So, I mean, looking at Jake Paul here, he got 5 mil in ICF in just a couple of months. Never been done before. Passed all the competition, and now Oisin Mcgranghan.
And this is his biggest test to date. I mean, we've never seen him fight a power puncher such as Oisin.
I mean, it's
Not
every day, bro.
that you
He's got
Quite a
that
crazy
Disney Channel
Irishman.
flow, and the way you'll see, like the way he lets out these combos, he's got the Disney Channel flow. You know,
Ooh.
5 mil in 3 months, never done before.
Oh, and
You know,
some
coming into
taunting.
this
Oh,
fight-
and the taunting.
And coming into this fight, you know, Jake was talking about how the ICF is his city. Ooh, nasty.
Ooh.
Rear head kick from Oisin there. And Oisin's just looking to shut him up. He's saying, this
Ooh.
guy talks too much. He doesn't throw enough. And I am going to put him out where he stands.
Ooh, but talk about not throwing enough.
Whoa.
And ooh, puts him on his
Oh.
back.
An
And
early
they're just
show
going.
of
They're
progression.
just going.
They're just throwing hands at each other, man.
Ooh,
Oh, she's just got car bombs for fists, man. It's just ridiculous.
and he loves
Well,
that
what
head
else-
kick.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you expect from a man with the IRA tattooed on his back?
Yeah.
I mean, he hits
it's
hard.
not every day, bro, that you see like you know a fighter like this.
You know, he's
No,
taking
it is
fed,
not.
man. It's crazy that power he's got.
Oh,
Jake's been non-stop talk in ICF for weeks. Truly the problem child, in my opinion.
I want to know something else, Dennis. It's not every day, bro, that you see somebody with a noggin as fucking big as Oisin's.
Oisin
he's
can take some damage with a
It's
noggin
like a
that
cinder
big.
block.
He's got that
it's
Dober head.
uncrackable.
In the words of Joe Rogan, he's got a fire hydrant for a head.
Well, it helps that he's definitely handsome to make up for his extremely large head.
Almost too handsome, wouldn't you say?
There's no such thing, man.
And can
Not with him.
You're
Jake
victim of
Paul crack the nut that is Oisin McGranaghan?
Yeah, you know, you might not
Somebody's
expect
nut will
from
be
this
cracked,
game,
man.
but Jake Paul he's one of our better grapplers in the Xbox division.
Ooh,
A lot of heavy ground and pound.
that. I mean, these hands are just crispy, like some like Ohio fried chicken crispy, you know?
And it's
Yes.
funny, I don't think anybody's ever went to Ohio for fried chicken.
and Oisin's back up. Big success on the ground for Jake Paul, but Oisin's cornering him.
Oh man,
Ooh,
Over pressure.
right
he
into
doesn't
that.
want to be against that cage. That's where he's getting
No.
a little outworked.
Yeah, you don't want to have your back against the cage with Oisin, because then he will just abuse you. You want to have a lot of space behind you so you can back up when he's done to go heavy.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, he's
I would have
just-
loved to see him go to the body there. I think he could have gotten a lot of work there.
Jake Paul staying measured. Looks like he might want to just tire Oisin out a little bit here.
You know, the big fat Irish bastard doesn't get tired, man. He just keeps swinging.
Yeah, you can
I
see
mean-
Oisin's looking a little bit worse for wear on the stamina than Jake
Oh.
Paul.
Oh,
Beautiful
knockdown!
Oh,
This is, oh my
Oh,
god!
by the skin of his teeth.
Super
Jake
close.
Paul.
and he
Coming
gets
in
denied.
here, coming
Man,
in
he
here,
must
we know
be
he
showing
passed
up
all
to
the
Mass at
competition.
God Church,
Ta-
because that was ungodly close.
Jake Paul talking all this trash, and I don't know if he can back it up, gentlemen, but look at that slipped head kick.
Speaking of back it up, he did just back up and avoided that head kick, and he passed all the competition. I mean, who's next?
Especially in this heavy division.
Oisin.
Good takedown defense from Oisin right there.
Nice body
Yeah.
work.
A lot of people look at boxers like Oisin and just assume they have no takedown defense or grappling, but that's just not true. I mean, Oisin's champ for a reason, because he's got a fully well-rounded game.
Especially in this heavy division. There are so many amazing grapplers here.
He may not be the best grappler, but he's obviously a top level striker, and he's got some amazing. takedowns.
Oh,
My God!
Oh, nasty.
Oh man,
But
Jake Paul can't survive here, can he?
Wow!
wow!
yet again, man.
By the skin of his teeth again,
Yeah, he gets so
and he
close
just gets
to
up,
out.
Oh,
and that's just the fight IQ, because he knows that top get up, facing the cage is so easy. Oh man!
Oh my
oh, dropped
Another
again.
knock.
Beautiful slip from Oisin there, just sending Jake to the ground.
Oh, and Oisin is going to throw everything. He wants to knock him out clean. But Jake is hanging in there somehow, some way.
Oh,
What
what a round.
right after the bell, too. Are they going to take a point for that?
They should take.
I
3
think it was
points.
clean.
That was intentional.
He started the kick before the bell, so it is legal.
It's the ref's job to separate.
We don't have
Bell
those
does not
rules
stop
here,
the
dude.
round.
And maybe Jake has paid the ref not to stop the fight. That's what I'm
And
thinking.
these pay-per-views, I mean, I saw the numbers and they were selling like a god church.
So you think that maybe, oh man,
Front
hurt
kick, man.
again.
Sneaky.
Off the bat. I mean, this is looking like
Yeah.
complete domination.
I don't think you'd be a stretch to say that I taught Oisin the way of the sneaky front kick, man.
You just
Yeah,
may
front
have.
kicks, if you can time them right, they
Ask
are
Mike about it,
best
bro.
in the game.
You'd be a demon with them things.
Bobby
There
is
you go,
great
Mike.
with those. Look at the difference here in the health.
And the stamina.
Ooh.
Oisin's just throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah, he is hunting
Ooh.
for a nasty finish.
Oh,
Oh,
again.
rear upper again.
I mean,
Oh.
just relentless.
That lead
And he's
hook is
letting
good.
him up.
That might be a mistake.
Oh,
man.
no.
You cleared your food.
Oh my god. Oh, just
There
complete
we go.
complete
But
domination.
look
right
at
now.
the head health. I mean, surely Jake can't. Oh!
Oh.
Front kick again.
He gives him a chin
Got
check.
that granite chin, baby. Aw,
Uh,
Sheen can't
oh.
get knocked out.
That
I'm telling you,
stamina.
man. There's no way he gets knocked out. I mean, yeah, look at, like you were talking, the difference between the head health, the stamina difference really isn't that bad.
And is Jake in over his head?
Absolutely.
I mean, he is from Ohio though, white boy. So it's hard to tell. He might just pull something out real quick. I mean, you never know. But it's complete domination around 2.
It is the octagon. Anything can happen. But
Oh.
man, I mean,
Oh, the kick.
Inches
Look at
away from being slapped by the head kick. Oh!
Oh my god.
and he just got an inch or two closer with that kick.
And Jake is just taking it slow. He knows he has 5 rounds to work.
You gotta give Jake props, man. He's taking some massive amounts of damage and he's still kicking it.
It's that top dog chin.
This begs the question: when should the towel be thrown in? I mean, this is unnecessary damage.
This
Towel
could
can only
definitely
go
change.
in rounds.
This could change his
corner,
career.
man, his corner might just be letting him go out on his shield, and I guess we'll see if it pays off here.
Oh!
Ooh, there we go.
A rock of his own.
Oh!
Beautiful knockdown. Gets him to stack.
It's a stack guard.
Oh, this is his favorite
Oh.
position.
Oh, he's
Oh no!
slamming these-
No!
Oh!
Oh!
Give me my motherfucking money, Jake! Give me my motherfucking money!
Jake Paul, this is
Not every
T10.
day, bro, you see Oisin get slept.
Who the hell are flipping you? This is T10.
Yo, man. I gotta say, I mean, it's every day, bro, with that Triller boxing flow.
Oh my
he just
god!
ended off team.
No way.
Winged him with with the perfect punch.
This is the comeback of the year. Comeback of the century. Oh, it's a beautiful hook. Right on the
He was
button.
getting dominated almost the whole fight. He had some
Oh.
good hits, some takedown, but that was
A stack
Austin's
guard.
fight.
That's his spot. I mean, oh man.
Wow.
But I'm from Ohio though, white boy. So I mean, it's just hard to tell. What it's hard to tell what you can see from Jake Paul
Man,
in the course of a fight.
I
Jake
didn't think
Paul.
I'd be saying this, but after that fight, we've got a new Xbox Heavy champ.
Got a new champ.
Jake Paul.
And another belt held by FOI and Oisin definitely. You know he's contesting that stoppage.
There is.
Do you gentlemen think there could have been some foul play in there? The ref was very quick to stop that one.
You know, it's a little bit of shades of Askren Jake, you know? When he was boxing Ben Askren, as soon as he got into the clinch, there was that separation. As soon as he got knocked down, fight was over.
But that's
A
how
little bit
Jake
similar.
does things. That one punch power.
I think we're just overlooking what the problem child just got done, boys.
He just
That was
beat
ridiculous.
Arguably the most dominant Xbox champion.
Just beautiful.
I still don't know what to say about this, man. This is insane. I love it. I mean, Jake Paul, he is our fellow FOI brother, and I am so happy that he brought home that dub and a new title belt to our camp. But man, I did not think we'd see Oisin get dethroned anytime soon.
And what a card. I mean, it's not every day, bro, or every week, bro, that you see a card like this. You know, all finishes, all within the distance, and all knockouts. It was beautiful.
I mean, that's what you can expect when you come to see ICF fights. We don't like our decisions. Now, we'll
Sure
go to
don't.
decision here or there, but nah, man. It's knockout city. Or sub city, if it's John fighting me.
And
Yeah.
the ICF has just got a whole lot more interesting with the shakeup that has just happened here tonight. Who knows how the Ultimate Fighter is going to play out now? This is absolutely going to be a different era that the ICF is now heading into.
Truly is.
Yeah, man. This is the time of Team 10.
And, I mean, just to give... Oisin was just killing Jake Paul out there, but Jake Paul stayed measured. And, you know, I imagine in his head he was saying, don't play with your food. Especially right there at the end.
Truly the problem child.
Oisin got a little bit too comfortable there. He's getting those knockdowns, one after the other, and he just let his guard down. That's all Jake needed.
Sure did.
Just for 1 second. Upcoming, we have an interview with Oisin Mcgranghan, the former champ, to tell us about what might have happened tonight.
Oisin Mcgranghan, man, that was a crazy. I mean, I gotta say, first off, congrats on the domination up until the very last second. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, that doesn't mean shit to me. I shouldn't have lost that fight. You know, I think everybody knows that was. I think I am the champ. I don't think that Jake deserves that belt. I know he knows he doesn't deserve that belt. You know, he got a lucky one tonight. Everybody knows it. I'm gutted. You know, I'm really disappointed in that one, but he knows who the real champ is.
You dominated all of your fights in your title reign, man. And now, what we have here is Jake Paul holding what you say is your belt. Man, I'm almost left speechless by this fight. I mean, what was through your head the moment he took stat guard?
I think
wanted you would granite chinned him.
I think it was an early stop. You know, I think the referee needs to let that go. You know, I was not in one bit of trouble in the entire fight. You know, I had him hurt multiple times, and I got hurt once and a few punches, and he stops the fight. You know, I think that's bullshit. To be honest with you, honestly, the referee smelled like alcohol and cigarettes anyway. So I think we had a bit of a shit ref in there.
Yeah, it was certainly very quickly. I believe the final count was you had 6 knockdowns to his 1.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing about fighting. You can't play with your food inside the cage. And I believe Oisin has learned that lesson here last night. Now, Oisin, transitioning more into the Ultimate Fighter season that's coming up next, how do you feel with Jake having that other coaching spot adjacent to you?
I don't think that guy deserves to be in this position, but you know, he's in there, so I'll do my job professionally. But if it comes to it, and I have to take his ass out before the night comes, then I'll happily take him out in the tough house.
And this is something we're absolutely looking forward to. The trash talk in the first, I would say, lead up to the bout was immense. But the Ultimate Fighter is a whole different league entirely. And speaking to that, who might you be willing to pick for your side, or who might your best prospects be going into this season of The Ultimate Fighter?
I haven't had really a lot of time to think, but I definitely got a few guys on the radar. You know, Mike, yourself, you know, great fighter. I think a lot of potential there. I like the look of Moffat. Moffat looks like a pretty decent striker, and in my camp, I'm going to be focusing on just killers. You know, men who are going to finish the fight, not these pussies. And Jake Paul's team are probably going to be looking for these decisions or lucky ones as he got tonight. I'm looking for some straight up killers. So if you think you got what it takes, then you should join my team.
And that's a great announcement for anyone looking to be on Oisin's team. Giving back the same Jens Pulver, BJ Penn vibes from back in the day when we saw in the UFC Tough House. This might be something, especially with Jake Paul being such a controversial figure, to where some of the boys on The Ultimate Fighter might not even want to side with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelvin, do you have any other questions before we proceed?
I mean, you covered all my tough questions, man. Oisin, you're looking for killers. I think you're going to find some killers. So are you very confident that you're going to take Jake in the rematch at the end of Tough?
I'm going to make an announcement right here, and Jake Paul is not going to make it out of round one with me next time. You know, in the first fight, we all seen it. I was letting him back up. I was playing with my food, maybe some would say, but I'm coming for his head now. Round one. If I don't knock him out in round one, then he can keep the fucking belt.
Well said, Oisin, and we dearly thank you tonight for doing this interview with us.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, congrats on a insane title reign. I mean, even though it did come to a temporary stop tonight, as you put it, it was fun to watch.
I like the way you put that, Dale. It's a temporary stop. This is not the end. I'm just simply taking a pit stop. I'm refilling my gas, and I'm going to keep that belt once again.
And we look forward to seeing your attempt, Oisin, as we get into the next season of The Ultimate Fighter in the ICF. Thanks, everyone. And now we will be moving on to the interview with our new Xbox Heavy Champion, Jake Paul.
And we're here after that banger of a championship fight with the brand new Xbox Heavy Division Champion, Jake Paul. Now, champ, how you feeling after that just crazy fight?
I'm satisfied. You know, nothing new. You know, bashing brains in, just like every fight. Because it's every day, bro.
it is every day. And is it every day that you get knocked down 6 times in a fight? Because I gotta ask you, man, what was going through your mind in leading up to that KO? Because I mean, people watching that fight would say you got dominated.
I mean, people seeing that fight are obviously seeing it wrong. You know, he touched my face a few times. I thought, I don't have to take this guy seriously. I'll just sit down. You know, I thought I'd do it a few times. And yeah, he thought he'd touch his chin. Obviously, you know, he's very, very insecure about his looks. I don't blame him, to be honest. You know, I let him do his thing. When it was time to knock him out and stack him up and make him just beg for mercy, I did exactly that.
Yeah, you did, man. You got that clean lead hook on him and knocked him out, and you went into stack guard. Was that your game plan leading into the fight? To finish
My
it?
game plan. Look, I called it before the fight. I'll show you the. I will definitely send the I'll send the screenshot. I said my prediction, which happened, was to decimate Oisin by a second round. Please no more. I have a family and win it big. I told people this was going to happen. Whether people want to listen, that's another thing.
And happen it did. Jake, just to get into, now that it is confirmed you're going to be the other coach on the Ultimate Fighter season, who might your top prospects be?
I think I don't know if he's entered. He's entered this competition yet, but I don't know. I feel like if this guy called Logan Paul was to fight, he would absolutely decimate everyone. It wouldn't even be close. You know, he was a state champion wrestler, and he beat Floyd Mayweather in a boxing fight. So that guy, if he was to ever join the Ultimate Fighter, he would just destroy absolutely anyone in his path, and then obviously lose to the champ.
Oisin says that he's looking for exclusively killers in his camp. So you're saying if that Logan Paul fella came in there, he'd just stomp over them?
I think that fella has a bit of loyalty, to be honest. You know, he's from Ohio, white boy.
White boy,
Jake,
indeed.
Jake, what do you want to say to the rest of the heavy division? Because leading up to the fight and all the trash talk and people talking about it, no one really had much faith in you upsetting the champ.
I'm the only true heavyweight. They're all blown up middleweights or lightweights. Lay off the donuts. That's my advice. And obviously they need to listen to me now because I'm champion. None of them are, and none of them are. So
It is your kingdom now because you have the belt. You take that throne.
And this is going to be an interesting era. Sorry to cut you off, Jake. We were just so impressed by that, what some might call a combat KO. And
comeback. I don't like that word. You know. That's
course.
implying that this wasn't this. This was always the plan. I was always gonna destroy him in the second round. I even called it. And you know, I could have done it in the first round, but I got over aggressive in full mount. He felt incredibly uncomfortable there. I don't think he's grappled in his life. That was embarrassing that I didn't manage to take him down another time and bash his brains in there. But that's why rematches exist. So.
And we are absolutely
Yes, we'll
looking
see.
forward to this season of The Ultimate Fighter. And thank you very much, Jake, for earning myself a lot of money and for appearing for this interview. We definitely appreciate it.
You're welcome for the cheese. And I'm very thankful that Oisin decided to get his brains bashed by me this time.
Sometimes you just have to make that bread.
You know, I mean, you know, it's better than the way the rest of his family. So it was a good decision. You know, I gave him his IRA panty night. They have to, you know, they have to pay for explosives somehow. And, you know, thanks to me, he can now blow up more people's cars. So you're welcome, Oisin.
And controversial statements, like always, from Jake. But this is going to kick off an amazing season. And thank you, Jake. And now we will be heading into the finale show. But now, we're going to get into the support shows for our league. Boys, what do you think was the best performance of the night on this card so far?
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think my masterclass on Jose might have got me performance of the night.
We had two very dominant performances. Dennis, you were one of them. You dominated that fight. And Oisin dominated his fight until he got knocked out.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, and the only difference between those is that you won your fight, man. I think that might have to go to you.
But Daniel Moss and Julian Krause, I mean, that was, man, definite fight of, I think fight of the night, in my opinion.
Absolute fight of the night.
And those boys should appreciate that bonus they're about to get.
Oh yeah, they're gonna like that extra money.
Ryan's pockets are a little shallow these days, so I hope he can muster up the funds.
But knockout of the night, who would you say that goes to here tonight?
The problem child, Jake Paul.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's not every day,
It
bro, you
has
see a
to.
comeback like that.
And I mean, that lead hook was just money there.
And then just the power when he was punching down and stack guard, man. He sent Oshin's head through the bottom of that octagon right there.
One of Oshin's catchphrases happened to him. His head was bouncing off the octagon.
Whew. And this was just one fateful week from the post-fight interview that Oshin had given, stating anyone with hands come down and try him to see if they could become the next ICF Xbox Heavyweight Champion. And that was done tonight by Jake Paul in emphatic fashion.
He sure was.
It should be very interesting to see how the heavy division shapes up now. Because you know that Oshin wants to avenge that loss. And going into tough, I mean, who knows how that's going to come out.
There's a
We got
clause
very
for an
interesting
immediate rematch.
storyline, right?
There is, I believe, set in the contract, and I believe that was set by Jake's team.
It was set by Jake's team.
Well, I've heard through the grapevine that Oshin and Jake Paul may or may not have a rematch down the line at the conclusion of our Ultimate Fighter season. So
We'll see.
keep your eyes peeled for an insane amount of trash talk and hopefully another banger of a fight.
And bangers these will be. And everyone, we thank you so much for helping to support our league every single week. And Dale, this might be a job more so for you than I.
Yeah, that might be true. I think you do a great job, Mike. But everybody, you make it this far into our card, hit us with that like button. It helps us out. It gets our videos out there a little bit more, and it lets our guys know that people love to see them knock fools out. So make sure to hit that subscribe, slam that notification bell. I mean, honestly, hit that subscribe button nearly as hard as Paul Craig wrenched on Jamal Hill's arm.
Oh,
That's the level of dedication I want from y'all right now. And be sure to go over and follow us on Twitter. We put our updates pretty regularly there, A couple fights have to get pulled here and there. Maybe a card gets delayed. You hear it there first. And, like Oshin said last week, anyone with hands, come on down to the ICF. We can get you a fight. And maybe you'll find yourself on top of this card. And maybe you'll be the one to dethrone Jake Paul if Oshin can't get it back. So just make sure to keep that in mind. Keep coming back next week for more cards.
And if you'd like to see yourself on the ICF Ultimate Fighter coming up, be sure to come into the Discord, sign yourself up, and let's come see you. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next week.